Hey everyone, my name is Jeff Aulick, and I'm a touring guitar player based out of Nashville, Tennessee. And I've been on the road with Blackhawk and the Outlaws for the past 4 years now. And I'm starting back up this YouTube channel. This is now my fourth attempt. I've always really enjoyed it, and so hopefully I can give it a better go this time. But if you're here, thanks for joining me. And if you're obsessed with guitar like I am, and you want to take your career or just wherever you're at guitar playing in your journey, if you want to take that to the next level, I think you'll find a home here at my channel. And so I've pretty much worked in almost every aspect of the music industry, from teaching to building guitar amps to touring, being a worship director at my church. Done sync licensing and session work, and so I've done a bunch of different things with my career so far, and I think I still have more to go and more to give, honestly. And so first and foremost, the reason why I'm here is to contribute to the music community. I'm an introvert normally, and it's hard for me. I'm really good at like meeting people, but I'm terrible at just keeping up and going and doing things with people. I'm a homebody, so I think this will be a good way for me to connect with more people, connect with you guys if you have questions that you want answered about your career or anything like that. So when I started out, I found it tough to find good advice, and now I know there's advice everywhere on YouTube now, but I had a hard time with it, and I didn't know that careers in music were possible. When I was a kid, I thought it was just teaching or just being a worship pastor, of which I still do both. I still love both, but it wasn't until I was in my mid-20s when I was getting hired for gigs and realized, oh, there's an actual career here. Oh, people do this for a living. And I had already gotten a bachelor's degree in, music and worship, that side of things, and realized, wow, I feel unprepared to do music as a full-time gig, and and be a sideman and be a touring guy and be a session guy. And so I went to another music school, and so I have a lot of experience with that. I lived in LA, I've lived in Nashville. I haven't lived in Austin yet, but I've toured there. I've toured up in New York. I have experience a little bit with those places, and so my hope is to just spread knowledge of all these little aspects of music. One of my goals here is to create a space where you guys can learn from each other, and I can learn from you, and you can learn from me. So we'll dive into tips and techniques and strategies and tones. And so this is about building a community for musicians and players. So whether it's breaking down some tricky techniques or testing out gear or exploring new musical ideas, you'll find something here, hopefully, to inspire your next step. Point number 2, I really enjoy teaching younger guys who are hungry to make it in this field as a guitar player. And so I think part of why I'm putting this together is because I feel like I can help contribute and pave the way for some people to become professionals in this industry. So I remember, trying to forge my own path as a young 20s guy, and I had just finished music school and I was doing auditions. I remember my first audition was a complete disaster. I came in unprepared. I didn't have the right mindset. I was playing parts over the vocalist. I didn't look the part. I didn't do anything to inspire them to hire me. And in fact, the hiring manager guy pulled me aside after the audition and said, "What are you doing here? Why are you here? Like, do you even care?" And I was like, yeah, I think so, And he's like, "Look, man, you're never gonna make it. Not like this. And you know, also told me you're too overweight, you're too this, you don't look good, all these things. And it really was so impactful for me. One, it was really rude, but it was impactful for me and in learning how to audition. And I went on to do like, felt like 100 more auditions. And so I have the tools. I've landed my last several of them, and including, you know, Black Hawk and the Outlaws, and so I feel like I have a wealth of knowledge right there for landing gigs and landing auditions. And so since then, I've learned so much about how to approach auditions and getting gigs and session work and clients, and really it's about serving other people and finding out what they need rather than serving myself and my ego and the things that I would want to play and my own interests, and, you know, serving the audience. So if you're aiming to be a tour with the band, or become a session musician, or just take your local gigs to a professional level, hopefully this channel will show you some of those steps you can take. So I want to help you develop not just as a guitar player, but as a professional in this industry. So we'll talk about how to show up, what all to bring, how to be over prepared, how to come with contingency plans and backups in place for when your string breaks or a tube amp dies. We'll talk about how to adapt. We'll talk about how to deal with failure. When you mess up on stage, I have messed up on stage thousands of times. And so how to recover from that and get back into the zone. And point number 3, I'm still building my career, and I hope to inspire some of you to build your own career in music. Or even if you don't want a career in music, but you want to excel to pro level, I think I can still offer those tips. Some of you guys might just want to play in church, which is great. I love that. I love playing in church still. And if that's all you want to do, let's take it to the next level. So I've been through it all. I've been hired. I've been fired. I've had great gigs. Had terrible gigs. I would love to share some of those out, those stories. But I've missed opportunities. I've, you know, had these unexpected wins that kind of dropped in my lap. So one thing that I've learned is talent only gets you so far. And then the rest of the stuff, right? How to be a good hang. That's a big deal. How to audition and lock in gigs, how to manage your emotions when you're out on a tour bus with, you know, a bunch of other people for a significant amount of time. So we'll talk about practical steps you can take to find work and build a career that lasts. I even played on Broadway for 7 years. I forgot about that. I forgot to mention that. I played on Broadway in Nashville for 7 years. I toured on the West Coast. I've toured on the East Coast, the whole country really, but with different bands. I've toured out of trucks and cars and U-Hauls and buses and planes. It's all been a part of the journey. And so, yeah, I just hope to offer some knowledge on how to get through that and what gear I bring, what's the difference between analog and digital gear, what's the difference parts wise if you're wanting to play in church or if you want to play in a band, like how are you serving the music differently in those two areas. So if you're ready to level up your playing, understand how to navigate the music industry and build a career that stands at least the test of time, you know, for a little while, hit the subscribe button. I would love to have you here. Hit the like button if you like the video, and you know, we'll try to level up with every video that we make. Hopefully you guys find some joy in it. So we'll cover everything from playing techniques to professional strategies to help you succeed in this world of music. I've never had a record deal. I can admit that. That's not my lane. I've never had a hit song, but I can write songs. I write a good song. I can't write a great song, but you know, I think I have something to offer for everybody who wants to be in this industry. And so I'm excited to have you here, and I can't wait for you to join me in this journey as I'm trying to level up my skills. Hopefully this is an opportunity for you to level up yours as well. So again, hit the like button, hit the subscribe button. Appreciate you guys. Thank you for sticking with me to the end. Peace out.